Hi there, I'm Andy Robertson, and this is Family Gamer TV. Welcome back to Family Gamer TV. This week I'm back with Vanessa, and they've had a 3DS to test. So, how have you been getting with it?
Oh, it's clever.
Yeah, you like it?
Yeah, I really do. I didn't think it would quite look as 3D as it did.
Yeah, I mean, that's something I've been talking to Tim about. And a lot of people think you don't need glasses. Obviously, the selling point is that you don't. But at the same time, it doesn't diminish that 3D effect. So you hold the game, and because you're just one person holding it, you actually do get proper 3D.
Yeah, really clever.
Yeah.
But you can sort of switch it on and off so that it's stronger or not really clever.
Yeah, well, one of the reasons is that they do advise if you've got younger kids, maybe I should have told you this first, if you've got younger kids, I think it's 7 or under, the advice is that they're not supposed to use the 3D feature, so you can turn it off.
Whatever.
So, that's what they say, because the eyes are developing. I think it would only really be if they're going to be using it a lot.
Yeah.
There's also a parental setting where you can pop in and turn the 3D feature off as well. So, in terms of games, you've been trying Super Mario 3D Land.
Yes.
Now, were you familiar with the Mario games already, or was that something new?
Yeah, I mean, we've had a DS. We have like a family DS so that the kids can't say, I'm playing on my DS. So we just have one that they play on a little bit, and they've got a Mario Kart game, and they've got another Mario one that's like a platform game.
Probably New Super Mario Brothers, which was the DS game.
Yeah, okay. But I haven't played much with that, but my son has.
Yeah.
And yeah, this one, great. It's really good, really
cool.
fun.
So what Super Mario 3D Land does differently, apart from the 3D effect, is it uses that depth to create a much more sort of 3D world. So on a previous DS game, New Super Mario Brothers, the one you mentioned, you're just playing on a flat plane. And it combines that with some of the 3D Mario games, like Mario Galaxy, if you've played that, to create a much more sort of immersive world. Now, the idea is that this works with the 3D effect on the 3DS, so that you can actually see how far you have to jump, because that's always been something of a challenge. So, how hard is it to play?
And you can move a lot more specifically, so it's not like I'm just going left or right or whatever. You can, with the little digity dial thing, you could move a lot more specifically around things. So I find the sort of just going up, left, right, a bit dull, whereas this you feel like you're really going around somewhere, really exploring it properly.
Yeah, so that's the circle pad. So previously the DS had a D-pad, which is really just left, right, up and down. But one of the things, and I like this on the 3DS, it's got this circle pad, and you can move it around in any direction. It just push it. Yeah. And you go in that direction.
Much more controllable, it feels much more real movement, much more like when you're playing on one of the big screen games, like with a Xbox or something like that sort of thing.
Now, another moment where the game uses the 3DS controls is where it uses the motion sensing. So if you step up to the pair of binoculars in the game, did you do that?
Instead of it, you sort of move the game and you can look around the game world. You're suddenly in it. Really fun.
Yeah, so that's using a combination of the camera and the motion sensor, so the game knows which way you're looking. And it's like you're saying, it's as if you've got a little window into the game. So rather than it being stuck on the screen, it sort of extends around you. Yeah.
I still find it a bit hard sort of navigating, when it's so sort of static, navigating your way, like, am I going left here? Am I going right here? That kind of thing. Yeah. And I think Mia finds that harder than Sam does, so the age group thing.
Has it been something that Sam's played more than Mia or Tim or you?
I think
is it a favourite?
Son's always the top player for things like that, but I've been surprised at how sort of content she has been playing with it. Normally her level of frustration on games where you can't easily sort of join in with her is very high. She's better on like a Wii game where it's a 2-player and you can work alongside her there. That's sort of the dream games, but actually she's did really well on it.
Yeah. Now, another platform game I know you've been trying is the Kirby Mass Attack game. Yeah. And now this is a very different sort of platform game. So as with previous Kirby games, you control a little Kirby character, but rather than having just one, as you may have noticed, you end up, by collecting fruit, getting more and more until you've got a flock of 10 Kirbys, and you control the game with the stylus.
Is this different to other Kirby? That's not the general theme of Kirby, that you collect them as you go along then?
No.
This is a new feature?
Yeah, Kirby's usually a pretty straightforward platform game, although he has this ability to sort of, like a vacuum cleaner, suck up the enemies, and then as he does that, he'll often take on their traits.
Who came up with that idea?
Yeah, it's a bit crazy. Right. I know that Mia started playing that. How was she getting on?
Well, she was just getting on with it, really enjoying it. Didn't want to turn it off when it was time to turn it off. Yeah. There was a lot of sort of getting another one up and another one up and another one up, because you've got to try and move them. You have to seem to action all of the little things to move them.
Yeah,
so.
I think as I've noticed this as my younger son's played it compared to his older siblings, they twig on that actually there's some easier ways, some shortcuts to control it. So one way to move these little Kirby's around is to flick them individually.
Yeah.
But if you double tap or tap on the screen and hold your stylus there, they will sort of obey and they'll just all follow you. And it can take a little while.
She's just individually making each little
quite fun
thing. Yeah,
because you're flicking these little things and each one sort of goes
flying off
through the air. And you've got various things to collect as you go through. And sometimes there's like a vine hanging down. You've got to get 6 or 7 Kirby's on it, so you're heavy enough, so it pulls it down and you can get the bonus.
I like that.
Yeah, so it's quite clever. And I think because it's mainly stylus controlled rather than using a D-pad or circle pad, it makes it that much simpler.
Yes. Yeah, she definitely works better when it's just a sort of a touch screen thing. If I can stop her banging the top screen, that is.
Well, yeah,
like, that's still not a touch screen.
I do that as well.
Do you?
Yeah. I think there's something about some of the games, you just get involved and you're like, and I just go, oh no, what am I doing?
Yeah, I can't touch that one.
Yeah, it's like if you're using a computer, you end up, I don't want to touch the thing on the screen if you've been using an iPad. But was that just Mia or was Sam into it as well?
Well, Sam really liked it as well. I'm like,
yes, he wasn't put off by the pink Kirby angle.
I'm like, Sam, it's like pink little fluffy things. What are you doing, mate? Well, it's great fun.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Oh, right, okay, no offence then.
I quite like pink. But so he's been playing it.
Yeah, he's been playing it. He's much more skilled at these kind of games than she is.
Yeah, so usually then if the older sort of siblings are playing it, they're more about, let's get through these levels.
Yeah.
That's the other thing about this Kirby game is that it's got some really great little unlock mini games.
Okay,
now, quite
how
often,
do you get onto them then?
So by getting through a level, there's little coins hidden in each level.
Right.
And by collecting enough coins, you can go to a sort of a bonus screen and unlock what are mini games. But actually, these mini games are almost as sort of fully featured as some like proper DS games. There's a pinball game. There's a sort of a spot the difference game. Then there's like rhythm action stuff.
So that encourages you to actually find all the coins rather than just get through as you like do the bare minimum.
Yeah, exactly, and you realise you can just plough through, but it's getting harder and harder. So what you end up doing is going back to play some earlier levels.
Yeah.
And that's quite a key thing in video games, is if the game's got a reason for you to go back and play some of the levels you've already played and still enjoy it.
It adds to the play massively, doesn't it? Rather than just, I've done it.
You're going to enjoy it. And those are the games that I like. And again, that's something which Super Mario 3D Land, if I get the name right, does as well, because it has a star system, and eventually you have to keep collecting the stars there too.
Yeah, because when I was having a quick go on it, I very quickly got to the end.
Yeah.
But I haven't really done very much on it
and
at
you
all.
were like, oh, is that it? I thought it was a bit easy.
Yeah, what? Can't be done already.
Yeah.
So no, that's why you can then get more incentives.
So you can get through it quickly, but to actually complete the level, you've got to get all the stars. But having said that, going back to Super Mario 3D Land, it's quite nice because it keeps the difficulty quite low. So it doesn't. A lot of games and games that are aimed at families, they feel this necessity to get harder and harder and harder, which is a bit of a sort of old-fashioned idea from hardcore gamers who are used to the game has to get really hard so I can beat it. But often I think for a family, having a game that's pretty steady, I'm quite happy with that. If it doesn't last as long, then if I've got reasons to keep playing it, then...
Yeah, because I think we found before with games, if they rank it up too quickly, kids just like, I can't do it, I'm not going to do it, and it completely stops them wanting to play the game at all. Whereas if they feel they're making progress and now they're trying something different, looking at another, I think that keeps them going a bit more, doesn't it?
Yeah, so I think both of those games are good for different reasons. Well, different reasons actually, because the Kirby game does get harder.
Does it? But then it gives you different things that you can get.
But still incentivises you to go back, whereas the Super Mario 3D Land keeps the level sort of nicely low. So yeah, we'll see how you get on as you keep playing. That's all we've got time for this week on Family Gamer TV, but we'll be back with more games soon.